Let's kick off this analysis with an exciting topic that's got Liverpool fans buzzing. João Pedro has been concretely linked to the Reds. Yes, João Pedro, one of the most technically gifted forwards in Premier League, is on Liverpool's radar. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. Why? Because he's the kind of player who seems tailor-made for Arne Slot's system. Now, here's where things get really interesting. This video isn't just about João Pedro fitting into Liverpool's setup. It's also about comparing how the roles of Liverpool's front five have evolved. Under Klopp, the approach had a distinct flavor. Under Slot, it's a whole new dynamic. So, sit back, hit that like button and stick around as we dive into why João Pedro might just be the perfect puzzle piece for Liverpool. And hey, if you have got your own thoughts on João Pedro, drop them in the comments. Let's make this an interactive journey. João Pedro's rise has been nothing short of incredible. From his 21-22 campaign with Watford to his current season at Brighton, his growth has been steady, consistent and downright impressive. Every season he's leveled up and the data backs it up. According to advanced metrics, his value as a player keeps climbing and it's easy to see why. What makes João so exciting is his versatility. He is the definition of a modern attacker, a center forward who can thrive on the wing with no glaring weaknesses in his game. Think about it. How often do you come across a player with that kind of balance? And here's a kicker. His aerial ability is now exceptional. Whether it's winning headers or holding off defenders, he's a real threat in the air. Combine that with his passing and ball carrying, and you have got someone who doesn't just finish chances, he builds them. Imagine him in Liverpool's red, linking up with Szoboszlai, Diaz or Salah. The possibilities are endless. So, what do you think? Does João Pedro sound like the missing piece for Liverpool? João Pedro's overall ability isn't just impressive, it's elite. Year over year, he's shown clear progression in terms of value added, and the numbers paint a glowing picture. For Liverpool fans, this should be exciting because Pedro operates at a vertical positioning that's strikingly similar to Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz this season. Essentially, he's already aligning with the team's dynamic, and in terms of value, he's right up there, rivaling Liverpool's regulars with Salah as the only exception. That's some seriously elite company. Now, here's a fascinating stat. Pedro's profile is most comparable to Gabriel Martinelli from last season and Nico Jackson this season. Think about it, Martinelli is one of Arsenal's most dangerous attackers and Jackson has been a standout for Chelsea. If you are in that category, you are a player any top club want. But let's tie this back to slot ball. Salah has already reached new heights under Arne Slot's system, ranking second for overall value added this season, just behind Michael Ollis's incredible campaign last year. And Darwin Núñez, his deeper role under Slot isn't quite suiting him yet. Enter João Pedro. With his ability to match the verticality of Gakpo and Diaz while maintaining the creativity and finishing touch Liverpool needs, he could be the missing link to unlock even more from this system. Can you see Pedro sliding into this front line and taking Slot's Liverpool to the next level? João Pedro is putting up his best ever Premier League numbers this season when it comes to possession adjusted non-penalty expected goals and expected assists per 90. This is a player hitting his stride, and it's a big reason why he's caught Liverpool's eye. But here's the thing, nobody's calling Pedro a traditional centre forward, and that's exactly what makes him so exciting. He's not just a goal scorer, he's as much a playmaker as he is a finisher. The data comparisons backs this up. Pedro's output is on par with Brian Mbomo's standout 23-24 season, Anton Semenyo this year, and even Liverpool's own Diogo Jota from last season. That's some seriously good company, and it shows just how versatile and effective Pedro is in front of goal. Now, let's bring it back to slot ball for a second. Mo Salah, he's just in his own league, breaking records, adding value, doing Salah things. But Núñez's deeper role under Slot, it hasn't been the easiest adjustment. This is where João Pedro can offer something different. He blends creativity and clinical finishing, meaning He can play between the lines, create chances, or set up as a finisher when needed. So, what do you think? Could João Pedro be the perfect mix of Jota-type goal scorer and a Gakpo-style creator? João Pedro's ability in possession is nothing short of special. Here's the breakdown. He adds value with both progressive passing and ball carrying. But, and this is key, he balances that by minimizing incomplete passes and dispossessions. In simpler terms, Pedro isn't just moving the ball forward, he's doing it efficiently and intelligently. What's unique is that Pedro is equally good at progressing the game with his passing as he is with his ball carrying. That's a rare balance for any forward. And while he doesn't have a direct stylistic match in Liverpool's current squad, his numbers from last season closely resemble Luis Diaz's output. That's an exciting hint of what he could offer. Looking at his most comparable players, we are talking about Kulusevski from last season, Alejandro Garnacho this year, and even Leandro Trossard back in 21-22. These are players known for their creativity and ability to advance play. Absolutely acceptable company, as you might say. Now, in slot ball, we have seen Gakpo tasked with carrying the ball more, while Luis Diaz has continued in a similar role to his Klopp era self. Núñez, on the other hand, doesn't excel in this area, which limits his impact in deeper areas. This is where Pedro fits perfectly. His dual threat nature, passing and carrying, could add a whole new dynamic to Liverpool's attack. So, Liverpool fans, what's your take? Could João Pedro be the versatile possession player Liverpool needs to thrive under Slot? When it comes to progressing possession, João Pedro is an intriguing case. This is split into two categories: the value he creates himself through progressive passes and carries, and the value he receives from others through progressive receptions. This season, there's been a notable drop in Pedro's progressive receptions, likely influenced by Simon Adingra's rise and Yankuba Minte's arrival at Brighton. It's a reflection of how team dynamics can shift individual roles. Even with this decline, his comparable players include Anthony Elanga in 21-22 and Roberto Firmino from the same season. That second comparison should excite every Liverpool fan. Bobby Firmino in 21-22 wasn't just about goals. He was the glue that held the attack together, creating spaces and linking play seamlessly. João Pedro offers a similar skill set, making him a potential heir to that connector role Liverpool fans know so well. Slot ball insights only reinforce this. Gakpo has been a massive jump in progressive receptions this season, thriving in his new role. And of course, Salah remains a receiving machine. His 21-22 campaign holds the highest value in this category. Meanwhile, Núñez struggles in this department, leaving a gap in the attack that João Pedro could fill perfectly. Pedro's ability to create and receive value might just be the balance Liverpool needs. Bobby Firmino's comparisons don't come lightly. So, what do you think? Could João Pedro bring back that Bobby Firmino-like magic to Liverpool's frontline? João Pedro's aerial ability has evolved into arguably his biggest weapon, and not in the way you might think. Unlike someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who will challenge for any and every header, João Pedro takes a much more calculated approach. He's selective, engaging in aerial duels only when the odds are in his favor. And here's the stat that sets him apart. Since 2023, João Pedro is the only winger or forward in the Premier League with 80 plus aerial duels and a success rate of over 60%. That's efficiency at its finest. He doesn't just jump for the sake of it. He picks his moments and makes them count. For a possession-dominant side like Liverpool, this kind of precision is gold. Now, Pedro's style is ideal for a strong team, while a more all-in aerial player like Calvert-Lewin might suit a team playing direct football. Pedro's measured approach fits perfectly into Liverpool's more refined build-up play. His closest comparison, Adam Traore in 22-23 and Jorginho Rutter this season. Players known for their athleticism and tactical intelligence. Exceptional company. Slot ball insight, Gakpo is currently the only aerial presence in Liverpool's attack. Adding João Pedro would give the team another layer of unpredictability, especially against compact defenses. So, Liverpool fans, can you imagine Pedro timing his runs, dominating aerial duels, and linking up with Salah and Gakpo? So, João Pedro to Liverpool. It just makes sense. Now, let's not get bogged down with the hefty financials that a deal like this might involve. Instead, let's focus on what really matters, the on-pitch impact. And honestly, it's hard not to love this move for everyone involved. First up, João Pedro offers flexibility across the front line, whether as a centre forward or on the left wing. He performs both roles with equal excellence. That versatility is priceless, especially in a Liverpool attack that thrives on fluidity. Second, his profile is already aligned with many of Liverpool's standout traits. He progresses the ball like Gakpo, brings creativity like Diaz, and offers a unique aerial ability that none of the current front five possesses, not even Salah or Nunes. And speaking of the current squad, there are gaps. Diego Jota, while brilliant, can't be relied on to stay fit. Darwin Nunes, for all his qualities, hasn't fully clicked in Slot system. João Pedro could fill those gaps perfectly. Even Brighton seems to be preparing for Pedro's eventual exit, having brought in Jorginho Rutter as his likely replacement. The signs are all pointing toward a summer 2025 move, and what a move it could be for Liverpool. Imagine it, João Pedro under Arne Slot, linking up with Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo and Diaz. The creativity, the pressing, the goals, it's a match made in footballing heaven. So, what do you think? Is João Pedro the missing piece for Liverpool's attack? Let me know in the comments because this one feels special. To sum it up, João Pedro could be the perfect addition to Liverpool's attack. Versatile, creative and uniquely skilled in areas the team currently lacks. His ability to adapt across the front line, paired with his aerial strength and tactical intelligence, makes him an ideal fit for Slot system. What do you think? Is João Pedro the missing piece for Liverpool, or is there another player you have in mind? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more deep dives into Liverpool's future. See you in the next video.